The significance of measuring the gap on a regular basis cannot be overstated, since it promotes gender equality, which has a significant influence on how economies and societies flourish. Furthermore, fostering and developing female talent has the potential to boost economic growth, competitiveness, and future preparedness across the world. As a woman, you want to see and experience everything the world has to offer, but you do not want to jeopardize your safety, income, or equality. Women are welcomed into the public sphere in certain countries without sacrificing their security or pay. In this video, we will attempt to determine which countries have the happiest, healthiest, and most stable environments for women in comparison to other locations around the world. A variety of criteria were taken into consideration, including gender equality, literacy rates, life expectancy, healthcare accessibility, financial stability, and more. Let us get started. Before we begin, please make sure you do not forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel watch time. You will keep us motivated to provide new videos to you. Here is our list of the 10 best countries in the world for women. Number 10, France. France is a nation in Western Europe that comprises ancient cities, mountain villages, and Mediterranean beaches. Its capital, Paris, is known for its fashion houses, classical art museums like the Louvre, and monuments like the Eiffel Tower. France is also famous for its wine and delectable cuisine. Prehistoric cave drawings of Lascaux, Lyon's Roman Theatre, and the huge Palace of Versailles are among the many historical sites of the country. When it comes to how the country views and treats women, France has historically done exceptionally well in our research. Since 2012, the government has had a department focused on gender equality. There are officials who try to ensure gender equality in every policy area, and the Ministry of Labor established its own Gender Equality Index in 2019. Also this year, the government passed a series of bills that compelled firms with at least 50 workers to reduce their pay gap. Number 9, Spain. Spain is a popular choice for expatriates. It has the same benefits as its neighbor, Spain, in addition to a high standard of living, outstanding healthcare, and low prices. North American expats can quickly relocate to Spain with the North American Language and Cultural Assistant Program. Those who want to make Spain their permanent home must obtain a valid employment authorization. However, this program does not ensure permanent residency. In 2010, the percentage of Spaniards who believed that men had a better life than women was 45%. Since then, Spain has acknowledged its shortcomings, with the proportion of individuals stating that males have a preferable life increasing from 45% to 64%. The country is also addressing these issues by passing 2 laws in 2020 aimed at reducing gender and income differences in the workplace. Its equality minister, Irene Montero, said the legislation was one more step toward closing the gender gap in our society. Number 8, Norway. Norway is situated in the west of Scandinavia, which is dominated by mountains. The Norwegian coastline is bordered on all sides by hundreds of miles of fjords, bays, and island beaches. The lovely countryside that stretches for miles and miles both while driving or taking the train is breathtaking. Norway is a beautiful nation to reside in due to its safe climate and political stability, but it is not known for being cheap. Norway has a strong reputation for treating women as equals. The country has not appeared on the top 3 of the Gender Gap Report of World Economic Forum since its inception in 2006, when 95% of Norwegians supported gender equality, and Norwegian voters have a long history of electing females. Norway has a female prime minister, as well as a parliament that has 41% women. Just like New Zealand, Norway has accepted all human rights treaties and international conference agreements with legal provisions for eliminating gender-based discrimination and human rights violations. Number 7, New Zealand. New Zealand is one of the most stable, secure, and safe nations. Its vast mountains and magnificent beaches provide a restful trip through its extensive valleys and beautiful coastlines. New Zealand is one of the finest places to live in the world, as well as being great for raising a family. It has a pleasant climate, cultural sites, medical care, an outstanding educational system, and modern cities to offer. Jacinda Ardern, the current Prime Minister of New Zealand, is one of the most well-liked leaders in the world. She oversaw the passage of the Equal Pay Amendment Act in 2020. The legislation guarantees that women working in female-dominated sectors are compensated at a level equal to that of men working in male-dominated industries. It is worth noting that only 32.8% of its population identifies as Christian, and an additional 16.4% identify with another religion or belief system. Thus, close to one-third of people in New Zealand do not share their religion with others in their neighborhood. Only 1.6% of New Zealanders would reject having a neighbor of a different faith, which is the lowest percentage among any nation, second only to Brazil, while only 0.7% think men make superior political leaders than women. Does it surprise anybody? Number 6. Switzerland. Switzerland is a tiny nation in Central Europe with 16,000 square miles of glacial-carved mountains, lakes, and valleys. For years, it has been recognized for its neutrality and prosperity, and it has long been one of the wealthiest countries. Switzerland has made significant advances in embedding gender equality and women's rights into its new institutional framework, utilizing Agenda 2030 as a guide. Gender equality, women empowerment, and the improvement of their rights are all part of new sustainable development strategy of Switzerland. The rights of women and girls are also mentioned among the 7 overall goals in Switzerland Dispatch on international cooperation. Through the creation and implementation of regulations, unpaid care work has been divided more equally between men and women. Number 5. Canada. Many people are attracted to Canada because of its benefits, many of which would appeal to young families looking for a peaceful existence. The quality of life is just one of the many perks. Canada is the second largest country in the world, covering almost half of North America. Due to its numerous advantages such as good life satisfaction, low murder rates, unique old age pension plans, and mostly free healthcare system, Canada is known as one of the greatest countries in the world. Canada trails some of its rivals in terms of gender equality, but the desire for improvement is there, with 90% of Canadians saying it is very important that women have the same rights as men. And you can trust that Canada is working towards this goal, as the country has already achieved high rankings in the other categories we have included. Canada has consistently ranked second or first in all of our 3 data sources on LGBT equality, and the Women and Gender Equality site of the government emphasizes its commitment to gender equality in the context of sex, sexual orientation, and gender identity or expression. People in Canada also want more diversity, which indicates that things are progressing in the right way. Number 4. Germany. Germany, which has one of the biggest economies in Europe and has gradually enhanced since reunification, is the most populous country in the European Union. One of the many strengths of Germany is how much value it places on education. The wealthy and well-educated workforce reflects the strong economy of Germany, which also enjoys a low cost of living for a major developed nation. Furthermore, Germany is home to a rich cultural legacy as well as world-class cuisine and outstanding beer that can satisfy tastes of people. Germany has worked hard over the years to create a more just society, and this work is continuing to pay off. Angela Merkel's term as Chancellor saw Germany approve same-sex marriage and adoption laws, becoming the first in the European Union to recognize a third gender on birth certificates and outlaw gay conversion therapy for children. According to the World Values Survey, only one country, Brazil, has a higher percentage of people who would be okay with having a neighbor of a different race. The proportion of respondents who believe that men are better political leaders than women is also the lowest in any nation at 1.2%. Germany announced a 9-step strategy in 2020 under a proposed federal equality foundation to narrow the gender pay gap and get more women into leadership positions. Number 3. Netherlands. The Netherlands, like Sweden, is proud of how far it has progressed and recognizes the work still to be done in order to achieve complete gender equality in government reports. The country has made great efforts to shed nuclear family roles. Women in the Netherlands are now finding ways to assist themselves and their families by better integrating them into the labor market and government jobs. The Dutch government, in fact, acknowledges its own historical crimes, stating that gender equality was not a concern for authorities prior to 1974. However, things have changed since then. Gender equality provides a foundation for stability and economic growth. 90% of respondents think that gender equality is now inevitable in the Netherlands. This figure surpasses every other country surveyed, indicating that Dutch activists and leaders have made significant efforts. Number 2. Sweden. Sweden is a stunning nation that runs along the entire Scandinavian peninsula from the Baltic Sea to Norway. It is one of the largest countries of Europe and one of the greatest places in the world to live due to its centuries-old neutrality in conflict, as well as its long-standing dedication to civil liberties. When it comes to gender equality, this Scandinavian paradise slashes through the competition. According to Pew, 96% of Swedes consider gender equality to be very essential. The country also finished first in the European Union Gender Equality Index and third in the World Economic Forum and United Nations respective rankings. Gender equality entails more than a simple distribution of males and females across all societal roles. It also includes qualitative elements, such as ensuring that the knowledge of men and women and experience are properly utilized in every aspect of society. Sweden has always worked to eliminate prejudice and guarantee equality. Sweden thinks that women and men should be granted the same level of influence in society as well as in their own lives, according to the dedicated gender equality website of government. After coming second in our survey of the most liberal nations, Sweden takes top honors here, and it is well deserved. Number 1, United Kingdom. The United Kingdom is a highly developed country with a significant international economic, political, scientific, and cultural presence. London, the national capital, is one of the most visited cities and an important financial center. The Equality Act 2010 went above and beyond European Union laws to guarantee that people in the UK are protected against prejudice based on gender, including trans people and those who are pregnant or mama, sexuality, race, religion, or disability. The Women's Equality Party, which was founded in 2015, unites individuals from many genders, ages, backgrounds, nationalities, views, and experiences in the common goal of ensuring that women are accorded equal rights and opportunities as men so that everyone may flourish. Since 2020, all parts of the UK will be able to marry same-sex couples, including Northern Ireland, owing to legislation passed in 2016. For the outdoor enthusiast or woman, all of magnificent offerings of rural England will feel like home. You shall be able to trek up mountains, explore historic country roads, and gaze out over a stunning coast. Despite Brexit bringing some racial and xenophobic hatred to the surface as well as increasing anti-trans sentiment, the United Kingdom is still one of the greatest countries in the world for women. Well, this is the end of video. Do not forget to click the subscribe button and press the bell icon if you liked the video. Thank you for watching the video.